I'm Angela Stribling for Capital Jazz TV here
No,
with
the beautiful. You to add beautiful in
Eric
front of that.
Roberson. Oh,
You are
thank
absolutely
you.
amazing.
So are you. I'm such a fan, as you know.
Well, thank you.
I'm a fan of all things Eric Roberson. And here's why.
Wow.
You're uber talented. You're so sweet. I mean, your fans just stop you.
I didn't know people knew I drove an Uber as well. This streaming has killed record sales.
Yeah, times
so
are
I picked
tough.
up another job.
Yes.
Now, I didn't know it was going to go public.
Well, you know, since it's out there.
But since it's out here, I'm actually bringing half the people home tonight. I'm worried.
After the gig.
Yeah, after the gig. I'm finishing this interview up, and my Uber will be right outside to
Eric,
take some of these drunk
I have a
people.
big
I'm sorry,
question for
yes.
you. You know, I have to interrupt because you can.
No,
just,
I'm sorry.
You can go.
I'm sorry. I'm focused.
But I love that about you. I mean, you've got so much personality. You came on my radar, Howard University grad.
Yes, HU, you know.
And you know, I'm WHUR radio
Yes.
all day long.
Yes.
We play a lot of your music. But you have blown up so much.
Wow.
Your music has blown up so much. I remember conversations we've had about being an indie artist and all the things you have to do. In fact, we were on one of the Capital Jazz Super Cruises, sitting there with George Duke.
Whew.
Do you remember?
That wasn't the last. It might have been the last time or the second to last time I ever saw him before he passed.
That was the
But
last time I
one
saw
of my biggest memories and one of the greatest things about the cruise, not just from the fans but from the artists as well, that we get a chance to sit down with our heroes. I was a huge, and still am a huge George Duke fan. My first time on the cruise, I walked up to George, and he had a song called "Someday," my favorite song in the entire world. So I walked up to him and literally that's the first thing, he did me from scratch. I said, "George, how you doing? My name's Eric Roberson. I'm performing on the boat, and your song "Someday" is my favorite song in the entire world." And he was just like, "Security," you know. But literally a couple of years later, we were able to sit down and you know, and he told me all about how he wrote that song and so many other records as well.
Very nice. And I remember both of you were just so forthcoming just about your path.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In the industry. So as an indie artist, for artists who are coming up just trying to make something happen, no matter how talented you are, you've got to have a good business sense as well.
Right. Well, it's the business of music. Whether, and especially now where we're changing from going into streaming and record sales are declining, but yet popularity could possibly grow because of streaming. We have to understand it's still a business, and listen, just be real. This takes care of my family. You know, it pays the mortgage and pays for the diapers for the babies.
You're beautiful, growing family.
Beautiful, growing. I told you I'm fertile. Amen. But
Too much
But it's just keeping the business. And I learned that when I first started as an artist, I was just doing it for the love. Hey, it doesn't matter what happens. And then the fans really challenged me to say, hey man, take this serious, because this is a growing movement.
How did the fans challenge you to do that?
They wanted more stuff and just the demand. The more, I want to say that my first 6-7 years, and we're probably doing this now, we're on like year 15, maybe year 16. The first 6 or 7 years was literally just doing what people asked. You want me to perform there? Sure, I'll perform there. You want another album? Sure, I'll do another album. And then after that, we were probably able to go, we're going to schedule an album here, we're going to schedule a tour here, we're going to schedule, but really the first 6 years was just the demand. And so people were going, we want you on the radio, what do we need to do to get on the radio? And we want you to do this, what do we need to do that? So we had to learn it. We had to learn every aspect of this.
So smart.
Yeah, I mean, I can't like take credit, my brain.
He's so brilliant.
We were very lucky. We were very lucky.
You need some luck in this business. You need a lot of luck.
If it wasn't for the fans, and really what it was every time someone came to the show, the next time they came, they brought somebody. Then that person brought somebody. So we saw the shows, the shows really grew from 50 people to 150, and 150 was 300, and 300 became, 750, and 750 became 1,200 people, and, it's still growing, and it's amazing, and it's like, sometimes I sit back and just scratch my head and go, I'm amazed it got here, but I don't take any of it for granted.
Yeah, well, you're an amazing talent. One of the things, I mean that. In fact, I think the last performance I saw you do this on, it was one of the Capital Jazz Super Cruises.
Yes.
And you're standing up there, the music is good, you're singing, beautifully, the music is pumping. And then you're like, you know what, I feel like writing a song.
Yeah.
And you just have people in the audience just say whatever. The harder the word, the better. And by the end of that, you just start flowing, not with some corny little, roses are red, violets are blue, a real song.
Well, my only rule is to chase goosebumps. That's really my from a studio standpoint. So when we're in the studio, we do it. When we're in rehearsal, when we're in sound check, do it. So now when the stage is open, I would sound check in front of crowds. I would do everything that we do behind stage in front of a crowd. Why not? Because as a fan of me as a fan, that's what I want to see how George Duke came up with this record. I want to see Stevie Wonder sound check. I want to see D'Angelo when he's goofing around. You know, Prince when he's shedding through his solos. You know, so for me, that was just it wasn't the fact that I could make up a song from scratch or take words. Most of the artists that perform tonight can do that. It's just that we were able to do it and willing to fail in front of people when trying to do it. You know, and that's I fell on my face many times on stage. I have no problem doing it again.
Yeah.
But we work very hard so that we can cut down the percentages of falling on our face.
This is a good thing.
Yeah, amen. Yeah.
But if you fall, I mean, it's all right too, because like you said, what you appreciate about an artist is if it's organic, it's real. If you fall, they don't want you to fall. They'll pick you up, and it's all good.
I tell people who suffer from very big stage fright, I say, just remember that they're here to celebrate you.
Right.
You know, they're not really here to crucify you and judge you like that. So just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Doesn't mean you still don't work hard. I'm challenging to try to touch everybody out there, make a difference somehow in some way. And at the same time, even for the guys behind me, that's why we're making up songs. And even just through the songs, we're making left and right turns that we didn't rehearse or plan, but we're prepared for it because we know we're just chasing that feeling. I want to hear the bass player go, woo! Because he's enjoying it. You know what I mean? He's earning his money. The drummer goes, yeah. Something's going on right. Just as much as from the fans feeding us, the band's feeding me too.
Not just going through the motions.
Not just
Now you've been a part of this Capital Jazz brand quite a bit.
Wow.
All woven into the tapestry. There's the Jazz Festival, Super Cruises. You're going to do the other cruise that's coming up. Talk about that a little bit.
The Soul Cruise, which I'm honored to be a part of. It's going to Cuba in February, and it's going to be a soul-based cruise. I'm one of the main hosts. Michael Collier's one of the main hosts, and it's going to be phenomenal. I mean, I think it's time. It's time, and I appreciate Capital Jazz taking the step out and trying something like that because. It just really benefits what we're trying to do. We haven't had an anchor like this in soul music in a long time. So buy your tickets, man. Come out. It's going to be.
Buy your tickets. Come out. I love it.
We acting a fool on this Capital Jazz boat. We're gonna act a beauty fool.
Oh
on that
my!
Soul Cruise. Yeah, it's gonna be.
I love it.
We want to make it monumental, and I appreciate them taking a chance on me from the very first cruise to everyone I've done to now moving on to this. It's. At the end of the day, with my band, with everybody, we just try to make people better than what they were when we met them, as well as I want to be better than what I was. And I'm better than I was when I first stepped on the first Capital Jazz boat and when I did the first Capital Jazz Fest.
I love
I'm a better person.
Here you are. You
and
are.
I strive to be better even
You're
more.
amazing. And that's why. That's why you are, because you do. You make a difference and you strive for that.
Well,
thank you so much for taking a few minutes and talking to me today.
No, thank you. Anytime to talk with you about whatever. We can talk about cereal or cartoons.
Next time you see us, we're going to be talking about cereal and cartoons.
What is your favorite cereal, by the way?
Oh my gosh, my favorite cereal. Okay, I used to like Fruit Loops.
I love Fruit Loops. It's amazing.
Fruit Loops. I'll be proud. Fruit Loops.
Now,
you like
Fruity
Fruit
Pebbles,
Loops?
you got to eat them real quick because they get soggy quick, but they're amazing.
You know your cereal.
But I really think, just a side note, on closing, I would love to start a cereal milk company. Just have the milk, just like Fruity Pebbles milk or Fruit Loop milk. No cereal.
The milk.
Just you know how the milk tastes. Come on, see?
After you eat the cereal, drinking the milk.
And we're time stamping this. We're notarizing this.
Yes, we are.
So you try to steal our idea, we will sue you to death.
Cereal milk.
Cereal milk.
Now, before they kick us both out of here, I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say thank you so much, Eric.
You're very welcome.
We absolutely love you. So happy that you're here.
I'm honored.
We want more.
And I'll give.
I love it. For Capital Jazz TV, I'm Angela Stribling.
And I'm Eric Roberson. God bless and good night.